my dad, and I didn't go to church as much, but I did go nonetheless. And he asked me, why don't I do rap, or why don't I rap for the Lord? And I'm like, what do you mean, like rap for the Lord? Like, why don't you rap for the Lord? Rap for God. Why don't you do it, for God? In retrospect, I was like, okay, how am I going to rap about somebody that I have no knowledge of? Like, how do you do that? It wasn't until I willingly made the decision to get closer to God and pray, because through prayer and fellowship and in communion with God, you get to know Him. Over the years, with much prayer and reading the Word and fellowshipping, I got to know God in a more deeper and intimate way, and thus, I knew what to say. I felt confident enough to go ahead and fully make the transition into gospel rap. Who inspired me? Like I said before, I wasn't always a gospel rapper, so people who did inspire me, lyrically, musically, Outkast, Royce the 5'9", Tupac, Eminem, Joel Ortiz, that inspire me, and people who I think are good artists. I mean, just because a person uses their gift in a way other than glorifying God, doesn't mean that they're not good at doing it. Doesn't mean that they're not a gifted and talented MC. I know some would disagree with the whole listening to secular rap and being done away with that, but I take responsibility for me, and my family. I can't take responsibility for anybody else. I can't call myself a man to say, well, this person does it, that person does it, because at the end of the day, if I was called to glory and I'm before God, He's going to judge me and hold me accountable for what I was supposed to do and what I wasn't supposed to do. So yes, on the occasion I do listen, to these artists. Gospel rap wise, Shy Lynn, Timothy Brindle, Redeemed Thought, Muse One in particular, Tripley, Ambassador. Some of these brothers I actually got to meet, and they're very down to earth men of God, that I would definitely, love to work with someday. Definitely would like to be on that plateau where it does reach out worldwide. I would be dishonest if I said that I wasn't expecting some kind of gain from this, because I do desire to make a living off of this. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because God said your gift will make room for you. But making money, that's not my sole purpose for doing what I do. I realize I have the gift to write. I have a voice to project what I write, and just so happens to be in lyrical form. I'm not a singer. If I was, I would do song, but I'm not. The message I'm trying to convey through this project, The Journey, is not just one, but a series of messages, because God doesn't just give you one message, or you just don't learn one thing, you know, throughout your whole life. I mean, as you grow, you know, you learn a number of things. You learn, there's a number of lessons you're taught. You know, you just don't know one thing or learn one thing. Maybe for a season, you just might be in that place where you need to focus on this aspect of your life, but for the most part, you know, there are different areas in, you know, parts of your life that always needs to be worked on. And so through this album, through the journey, I do intend to convey a message of forgiveness, compassion, prayer, faith in God. You know, all these things, because they're a series. They're not just one, but many journeys of my life that I've gone through that have all turned out well. I mean, they may have not turned out the way I expected it to, but it turned out the way God planned for it to turn out. And I don't know who, but I know someone is going or has been through the situations that I'm talking about on this album. And, you know, God said 2 is better than 1. So when you know that you're not the only one going through something, it makes it more bearable. It makes it more easier to endure that thing and not want to quit and give up, or you know, go the route you really don't want to go, or may regret going. You know, you may not be able to turn back and take that back. And if anything, you know, I have to be a living epistle of what I talk about. And, you know, I don't get it right. I'm far, you know, from that, getting it right, but I'm getting there. And I just want to encourage others that you all too can get there by, you know, God's grace, and that, you know, I may be an example of that, and that, you know, I may be a blessing unto those who listen to it. So, you know, this is seize1. It's getting kind of dark. I don't know if y'all can still see my face that well, but, you know, grace and peace. I hope this, you know, interview is, you know, informative, and be on the lookout for more to come.